Henna, so happy to have you here on the set.
Great.
So good to have you, really. You're a business area director at Vincit. You're leading one of Vincit's sales teams that bring over 20% of Vincit's revenue.
Something like that, and at least I want to be on the growth track with my team, so let's see what it will be next year. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here.
I'm all excited. So Henna, please, who are you and what is this? What is your context?
All right, so as said, Henna, leading one of sales and accounts team here at Vincit. I have been working with sales for quite many years already in different roles, and now working in this commercial role. And I'm really excited about the possibilities that Gen AI bring to us salespeople. I see a lot of potential there. And today we will be discussing about how Gen AI changes sales in B2B context. So I'm not going to share, tips and tricks for those companies or sales teams who work in B2C. So, really intensive, large amount of purchases and stuff like that. But this is about complex value-based selling and how you can then enhance the sales process with Gen AI.
What do you think? Why should every B2B sales leader be interested in Gen AI?
Well, it's quite a shift that we are facing at this moment. So this will most definitely change the way how we work as professionals and, these kind of knowledge workers, but also as salespersons and sales leaders. And this is like a really fast change. If we think about a year back from now, we didn't have a clue about, for example, ChatGPT and all those kind of tools that we have nowadays, and it's not going to slow down. So in order now to actually be more productive and more efficient and more customer-centric, you really need to take grip of these new technologies. So when I was, figuring out that what we are going to discuss here today, I also dig into a few research reports from sales forerunners like HubSpot and Gartner. And HubSpot states that only 37% of sales professionals use time in building connections with the customers and with leads. So only 30% of all the time they are actually using with the customers. I think that's a huge problem if we are in sales. And then on the other hand, Gartner predicts that by using automation and Gen AI tools, you will get 27% of extra bandwidth. So, the productivity promise is quite a good one. So that's why you should be interested in this. If you're not, you're going to fall off the speed.
Yeah, 27% it's quite something.
Yeah, more bandwidth to discuss with customers, to think about their business and how we can solve their business problems. So I think this is a no-brainer.
Somebody just said that, hey, nobody talked about, the hype is on right now. And nobody talked about this a year ago. Wasn't ChatGPT introduced about a year ago, right?
In November, I guess.
In 2022, yeah.
And some of the forerunners are already adjusting. So I heard about this global tech organization that we all know of. I don't mention the name, but you know who they are. They had tens of thousands of sales personnel in the company. And now, just in the past few months, they cut down 30% of the personnel. I'm sorry for everybody who lost their jobs, but they are now preparing for this shift, that they think that the productivity leap will be so big that they don't need 30% of their sales personnel. So this is what's happening already.
Wow.
So now, I don't want to fire anyone, but it's about now giving the tools and the knowledge and the ways of working to the sales teams in order then to succeed in the coming years as well.
Wow. So it's the company's call, it's the leader's call, it's the individual's call, whether you jump along or not.
Yeah, so I think it's really cool here at Vincit that now we have like from our CEO a task for every one of us to actually create a strategy that how we are going to use generative AI to do our work better. And first step for sales and marketing, it's quite self-evident that these tools will help us in a quite dramatic way. So that's where we're going to start.
What do you think, Henna? How can this technology enhance the B2B sales process and improve the overall efficiency?
There are quite many steps where you can use these tools nowadays. So basically, I would start with automating simple, repetitive tasks like filling in the meeting memos or planning the sales calls or actually planning the sales flow. That what are you going to do if you don't, for example, get the person on the call? What are you going to do next? Are you going to send a WhatsApp message? Are you going to send an email? You can automate that kind of stuff. So that will, ease up time, and nobody wants to fill in the CRM. So you need to use the automation to make the system work for you. And I mean, this is actually nothing new. These capabilities have been out there for like years already. But now then having Gen AI in the picture as well, where you can then use it for content creation, get more data, do data analysis, then this is now the final step or final call for everyone to take also use of those tools that you already have in the company.
What about then, how can generative AI contribute to create more personalized and targeted sales approaches?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, I mean, we all live already in a digital world. We have CRMs, we have marketing automation, we have websites, customers have their own websites, and they leave footprints on, digital environments wherever they go. So now it's the possibility to actually dig into that data and make analysis based on that, and then make actions based on the data analysis. So this is something that will change. So you will get easier access to the data and get the analysis in a quicker way. And of course, then you use that data to be, more to the point when discussing with the customers. You can predict the needs they have. You can predict that when are they actually going to make the decision. So the data and all those, signs are now out there, and it's now easier than ever before to actually use them. And then when it comes to like customer specific materials like emails, WhatsApp messages, I love WhatsApp, that's one I'm mentioning it all the time, LinkedIn messages, emails, you can use generative AI then actually to create the message, and then you only need to fine tune it, and it will learn your tone of voice and the way you want to communicate. So it will free up time from, this kind of typing work. And then you can also use it to actually monitor the quiet signals that the customers leave on internet. So if, for example, the decision maker changes jobs, it's a quite good signal that soon they're going to hire a new team to do something for them and stuff like that. So there's a lot of data out there, maybe to put it that way. Now you can use it.
This is interesting. What do you think will now we may be talking more on a general level. What do you think? Does it change people's behavior? You talked about these fingerprints. Like we're leaving them everywhere where we go, and the data is out there. Do you think at some point, because we know or we start to slowly to realize how it works and how we are being kind of targeted in this sense? I mean, it's good for business, but it's just, it's an interesting question. Does it affect on how people behave in let's say in the context in the internet, how they use it?
It's already happening. We are already changing our behavior. For example, if I use myself as an example, I have this email address that is called send me advertisements to this address at gmail.com. So I don't give my business email to any these kind of commercial purposes if I'm not really sure that I actually want to, interact with this company.
Be contacted by this. Yeah,
yes, because I know that once I leave the email, the phone will ring.
It's there.
And this is bit tricky because that's what I'm trying to do with.
I was just thinking.
Yeah. So we need to be really smart. We need to be authentic. Whatever we push, for example, on social media, we need to be out there as whole persons and as ourselves, and not just kind of automated marketing machine. So it's like you can do the pre-work with, for example, Gen AI, but you can't make it to do the work for you. Yeah. So that's the difference, I think.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, that definitely some parts it's really good, like just give it to the bot, it will take care of it. But the actual interaction, you talked about authenticity, and I mean I'm sure it will get even more focus, how to be present with the client, how to be when you walk in the room, what's your energy, what all this which actually makes us human and different from. So best of both worlds, maybe.
Yeah. And when contacting via digital channels, you need to give value. So it's not like you automate everything and you push the same message to as many recipients as possible. But it's actually, I talked about, customer data. So you need to use that to be more smarter with your communications and then push the message. And you can use automation to, for example, remind you to send the message to Eero or something like that. But, you can't totally outsource the work.
Yeah. Wow. So, and speaking of which, you already mentioned something about this, but how you think and which ways generative AI could assist sales professionals in building these authentic and maintaining these authentic connections with the clients.
I think it's a really, if we think about, for example, Bing or ChatGPT, it's a really good way to brainstorm your ideas and get your script together. So then you will be able at the end to have more meaningful conversations with the customer. I think that's the whole point here. You get your own company's data, you get the public data, you combine that, and then you also discuss with these chatbots or ChatGPT or large language models that, hey, what would you propose to me to do in this situation? You get more ideas and you will qualify your work, but you can't stop thinking. So I'm a bit worried about this hype from that point of view, that people stop thinking and the quality of the brain work will decrease. But I hope it's not going to be that way. But we use everything in a smart way.
Yeah. It's really tempting when you realize that how much you can externalize even from your thinking in this sense to an AI. But definitely I totally agree. And I'm definitely pro for people to learn to think and for thinking skills, emphasize the thinking skills. Yeah.
But it doesn't require me to use any of my thinking capability when I, for example, want to reach you on the phone and I give you like 5 calls to reach you. And I don't want to put that info into CRM.
Yeah.
I don't want to use my thinking that what are the fields I need to fill in and so you can use those tools to, do that kind of work for you. Yeah. So as said, these kind of repetitive, simple, no-brainer tasks. And then you will have more time to think. I mean, can you, Eero, guess that how many call attempts it is required nowadays to, actually reach and agree a meeting with totally a cold prospect?
Oh my God, I have no idea. 3?
No, multiply that with 20.
What?
60. You need to phone.
Really?
Yeah, you need to call 60 times in order to get one meeting.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, this only tells me that there must be a way to do that thing in a smarter way. there's no, I mean,
Wow.
now we need to start thinking how we can do that in a smarter way. But that's the reality where we are now. So, for example, the cold calls can be automated so that the robot calls, and if the person doesn't answer, then it calls the next person,
one.
like in
line,
in 1.0 like or seconds or something like that. But it's not gonna get any better if we call 100 times. But we need to think about smarter ways, and this is where then the AI tools can actually help us. But hey, welcome to my life.
Wow, and I see you're really passionate about this, and I'm loving it. That's so great. So let's look at the concerns point of view. What do you think? Is the human touch disappearing in sales work? What do you think? How can Gen AI be harnessed without compromising this personal connection?
Yeah, I think we have been, discussing already
we're there.
Quite a lot around this topic. But I just want to share really, I think this was hilarious story that once you can, automate and you can make the AI tools to write content on behalf of you, and you can do a lot of stuff like that. So I heard about one sales guy who then automated everything. So actually at the end, he got banned. So the global email systems banned him because he was sending so much automated email that they thought that, okay, this guy must be a bot. So that's like really not a good scenario.
Well, that's something to write in the CV.
let's not go there. But as said, use the data, use the information, and use the intelligence and preparation things that AI gives you, and start to think. I think that would be my advice.
Wow,
at this point.
That's really well said.
Yeah, because thinking is human, so let's not lose that.
It's our most important tool. Wow. So maybe to end with this one, how do you think what's going to happen in the future? In how different roles in sales is going to evolve with Gen AI already advancing, going forward, things already during this year when ChatGPT has existed, things have gone so much forward in a year. So what do you think? What's going to happen? What skills are important? What do you think?
Well, I think you should treat all these tools and technology actually not as tools and technologies, but as like new teammates. They can do a lot of this kind of background work for you if you let them do, and then you still keep the thinking part for yourself. But trying to think that this is gonna stay and evolve even faster. So think that how you can then use these technologies as your new colleague, and start from that. And don't be afraid. Test and try everything out, and you will learn from that. And maybe it's good to do some kind of, even certifications or stuff like that to actually understand all the concept of AI. And then you can start to think that how you can then modify your work according to that. And maybe in the future when I'm hiring new salespeople to our team, one of my main questions will be that how do you use AI in your work? I mean, previously I have been asking that how do you use CRM or how do you use information from marketing automation tools, but maybe next it will be about Gen AI. So be prepared that this is, something you just have to learn.
So especially if somebody of the listeners is gonna apply to your team, pre-prepared. But that was, I love the team metaphor, and our, like, if you look at our different skill sets like within us that we have from a point of view of a team, then that definitely makes sense. That it's not that it's replacing everything, but you get a new great tool to your tool set.
Yeah. So, let's give the boring tasks to our new AI team member and do the more interesting and complex work by ourselves.
Exactly. So that you can really focus on the things that inspires you and fires you up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brighter future out there.
Hey, Henna, this was so great. Thank you so much for joining the show, and I wish you luck. And well, you don't need luck, but
after this, I will send you an automated message.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh yeah, let's see how it goes. Hey, thank you, Henna.
Thanks.